This short tutorial will show you how to set up your paper in Microsoft Word. And this is the newest version of Word, so if you do have an older one, some of the things have been moved around a little bit, but it's generally the same idea. The things are still called the same titles, they're just listed maybe under different menus. So to start with, you're going to want to do your page layout and fix your margins. So you want to go to page layout, and in this case we'll go to margins. Now in the new one, you do have an option for normal. The older one, the 1-inch margins are not the default, so you have to change them all to that. So you can either use this option or you can go to custom margins here and enter them in, but we want 1-inch margins all around, so that's what we're going to select. The next thing we want to do is go back to the home and decide whether or not you want Calibri to be your standard font size or if you want to use Times New Roman, any of those kinds of things. So I'm going to leave Calibri as it is. So I'm going to start by doing my title, my heading information. So I'm going to type in my name, and I'm going to pretend that my instructor's name is Mary Smith, and we're going to call this ENG 101, and we're going to say that the due date is February 16th, 2010. So notice that this is all double spaced. It should be. It looks a little nicer to do this in single space, but technically MLA style is double spaced, so that's the way we're going to leave it. So once we've got that information in there, you're going to hit enter again, and we're going to do our title. So we're going to list our title here, highlight it. We're going to move that to the center. Now, you can make this slightly larger, but I wouldn't go more than 14 point. You can make it bold if you want to. Avoid underlining and italicizing because that's reserved for formatting for titles and that kind of thing. Specifically meaning book titles and that sort of stuff. So we're going to leave it at that. So then we're going to hit enter again. Now notice that we're still formatted in the center and all that, so we have to put everything back. So we're going to go back to our left. We're going to take bold off, and we're going to put this back at the normal font size. So now we're ready to go. So remember that paragraphs get tabbed in one space by hitting the tab button, and you're going to start writing your paragraph here. Don't worry about any other kind of formatting in terms of hitting enter during paragraphs, all that kind of thing. Now I've quickly added some text here so that you can see what I'm talking about. One thing you do need to be aware of is that there's an auto feature that happens in terms of spacing, in terms of the line spacing in between. For instance, it looks like this is only at 1.5 point spaces. We want to make everything double spaced. You'll also notice that there's a bigger space in between the two paragraphs, and you want to take that out. Your entire essay should be double spaced the entire way through. So when you're done with your entire essay, the easiest way to do this all is to hit select all and go up here to your spacing option, and you're going to change it to 2. And you'll see that everything now has been double spaced. Now you'll still notice that there's an extra space in between these paragraphs. You can turn this off somewhere in here. The other way to do it is to take it out individually, and you'll notice that it's saying remove space after paragraph. So you do that, and now you see that it's standard the whole way through. If you want to fix some of this stuff, I think to do this for you, you go to line spacing options. So you want your general alignment to be left, body text, that kind of thing, and you want double spacing all the way through. And then you want to click this box here, don't add space between paragraphs of the same style, and that will avoid putting that extra space in there. And just make sure you hit OK. So then now you'll see that no matter what you do after this, the rest of your paragraphs should be evenly spaced. So that might be something you want to do from the very beginning. Okay, so the next thing that you want to do is you need to make sure that you're putting in your name, your last name and your page number on every page. So this, we want to use our header option. So for this, we're going to go to, I believe, in the new Word, it is under Insert. In the previous versions of Word, I believe it's under View, actually. So just look around for it, anything that says Adjust Header and Footer. So what we're going to do is we're going to play with our header. So in the top right hand corner is where we want this stuff to go. So it's going to give you some auto formatted things, the easiest thing is to ignore all of those and go right down here to edit header. And now you see that you get this invisible blue line that shows up, and that's showing you that this information is actually going in the margin, not in the body of your paper. So the first thing you want to do is go to Home, and you want to right justify this information. So you can type in your name, and then if you go back to Insert, into the Edit Header box, you'll notice that you get some options here, and one is to insert a page number. So we're going to click that, and we're going to put it right here. And oh, sorry, I took my name out. So we're going to do that first and then type your name in right next to it. So now what happens is that this is going to appear on every single page, and it's also going to auto number. So you don't have to do this now on the rest of your essay. The only thing that you might want to do, and this is completely up to you, it's a matter of preference, but if you click different first page, that will take away McClure 1, because obviously if this information is on the first page over here, you don't need your last name and number on the very, very first page. But every subsequent page after that then would have your information. So if you hit Close Header and Footer, and let's just go down here and insert a new page. And you'll see very lightly here that it already has put McClure 2 in here. So if I start typing, and I'm just going to type in miscellaneous things here, you'll see that it's not affected at all by this. So it's going to happen automatically. If you are still not really liking this, and especially if you're trying to save paper, I'm okay with you making this a little bit smaller, you know, maybe making this 1.15, that's fine. Most importantly, you want the body of your essay to be in double spaced. If you haven't used Word before and you just have some basic questions, remember to change the format of anything, you highlight it down here. This is bold, italics, underline. To turn them off, you just do the same thing. If you want to change your font to Times New Roman, you can do that. Make sure you're keeping the same font through the entire essay, though. So that's pretty much it. That's all you need to do in terms of basic setup for your paper. Make sure that it is stapled in the top left-hand corner, so if you don't have a stapler or you're not sure where to find one, that's your job for the weekend. So if you have any questions about this, and especially finding anything in the old versions of Word, that's fine. Also, you want to make sure that when you're saving, just a few things. So you're going to do Save As, and you're going to make sure you save it as a Word document. Now, if you're using Microsoft Works, this is where you would make the change. So you'll see Save As Type, and it's going to give you all of these different kinds of things. You want to look for the Word document option. And then you want to save using your last name and essay number 1. So I'm going to save it as this. And that's what I want to see when you send it to me. So make sure that your last name is in the file name. And that's it.